I'm going to make sure it's working on everything as well.
Is there a link for like Facebook or anything that I can share?
If you just go to my professional page, you can find it there. Yeah, it says we're live, so we're good.
Okay, nice.
So we're going to give it a couple minutes to let everybody kind of join in. Then we'll start today's live stream discussing yesterday's tornado with storm chaser Tyler Kurtz and talking about the future this week with potential outbreaks across the plains with storm chaser Marcus Reynolds. We're just going to give a couple minutes to let everybody kind of funnel into the live stream. If you're joining us, thanks for joining us. All right. So I got storm chaser Tyler Kurtz somewhere in Kansas. We know that. I got Marcus Reynolds also somewhere in Kansas. Looks like he's at a Super 8 enjoying his time. Let's start with you, Tyler, and let's talk about yesterday's tornado, probably, in my opinion, tornado of the year so far. I know we're just now getting into the good stuff, but incredible footage. We're going to let people kind of take a look here in a second. I'm going to share the screen so they can see it. I want you to kind of walk us through what we're looking at on this video. I started us out here. This is where the tornado I feel like the tornado really gets going. So let's go ahead and start it. Kind of just tell us what's going through your mind when this tornado first starts touching the ground.
All right, so I'll kind of just begin at the beginning of the chase. We started out our day in Goodland, Kansas, and it was really foggy there, so we headed south to a storm that was already warned. When tornado warned, we got in the embedded circulation there for a bit, and it was trying but wasn't doing much. And then we noticed that up by Goodland, after we had just left there was tornado warnings to blast south instead of play the tail and Charlies. And I don't remember what town we got up to east Selden, but it was really trying and dropped a big, huge funnel that I think was actually confirmed as a tornado. And then we knew from that point it was getting ready to just go. So then we went northeast still towards Selden, and this is where I got this video and stuff. Just was on the ground for like 10 minutes there, just in one spot basically. It was moving away from town, and then it took a hard right turn and started going directly towards Selden. So had to run because then I noticed it was coming right at me with the motion of the tornado. So moved away.
Kind of going back to the tail end, Charlie. You played that northern storm. Obviously, it was a good call. And a lot of chasers played those southern storms. But we'll go ahead and talk about this part right here. This is as the tornado's hitting the town. Go ahead and describe to us what's happening here.
Yeah, so this is as the tornado is entering Selden. Here pretty soon in the video, it takes out that grain thing. It was a very multi-vortex tornado because off to the right on the ground, clear off to the left over by the water tower, starts doing some damage over there. Really just didn't even know where to look. But so before this, I was up closer and had to relocate because it was, it's a little too quick. But looking back on it, I kind of wish I stayed a little bit closer, just because some other people got terrible footage. But yeah, there goes destroying the grain. See the debris moving and everything. But it was really difficult because there was just so many multi-vortices that I didn't even know where to look and where to zoom in and where to plan to. But yeah, it was crazy. Right around this point too, a little bit like 5-10 minutes after this portion of the video, I kept going northeast to try and escape it more, and there was about 4 or 5 semis pulled off, and I talked to them for a while and was telling them to basically just go south, and they should sit there for like 10-15 minutes, right? And then continue on. But yeah, there's just so much motion like happened so fast. It was a beautiful cone tornado outfield there for a bit, just not doing any damage, and then it took a hard right turn and came right towards. So
and you were kind of talking about that water tower. It looks like almost like this was a very strong multi-vortex tornado. You got some main circulation showing off to the right, and then all of a sudden you got debris flying up what appears to be the other side of town. So really the entire town was being hit by this more multi-vortex tornado.
Yeah, it could have been inflow jet too, but I believe it's all part of the same tornado. Just tons of multi-vortices in there, and there was upstreaming vorticities. I wouldn't be surprised if those had winds of like 160, 170 in there, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of what you said, the inflow could be RFD or whatnot. Absolutely. Overall, just one of the better tornadoes that we've seen this year. We know that April was pretty slow, but this tornado in particular was surprising. I remember we were live streaming yesterday doing the coverage, and it was like all by itself up there. I mean, there was nothing up there. Nobody was expecting it, and so we just saw these line of chasers running north to catch up with it. Some chasers stayed south. It looks like you made the right call and you went north and got some of the best footage of the year potentially. With the debris flying off.
Usually I would play Tail and Charlie's, but it was just a classic. I mean, there was one point northwest of this tornado warning, just classic LP hook on it and everything. So kind of just when you have a classic supercell like that then ingests the other storm and just goes, you kind of just have to go north and abandon Tail and Charlie sometimes, even though Tail and Charlie's are typically the play. So.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, kind of give me the emotion afterwards. I know I saw a picture on social media of you talking with some truck drivers. Kind of explain what their emotions were, even like they just witnessed a tornado hitting a town. What was the next moves after the tornado hit the town?
So yeah, one truck driver, he was pretty funny. He kind of had like the same personality and stuff with me. He was kind of, his mood was a lot relaxed, kind of joking around. Like, he was taking a video like, well, should we go drive up into it, boys? Just joking around and stuff. And the other ones, they were pretty concerned because they obviously saw it doing the damage and stuff from a ways back and pull over because they saw it was coming at. Yeah, they were just concerned about getting back on their routes and stuff. And my emotion, I was just like, holy crap, I can't believe that just happened. I mean, because I was within a few hundred yards at some point. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely incredible footage. I really appreciate you allowing me to come on here and kind of show everybody what happened yesterday. You know, we were doing the live stream. I was trying to keep people updated, and, you know, we really didn't have a clear idea of what was going on. We knew the tornado hit the town, but this video, some of the best I've seen all year. Very impressive. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing that work with us.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
No problem, buddy. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, so we're going to move to the next segment of the show. We're going to bring on Storm Chaser Marcus Reynolds, who is in Kansas. He missed out yesterday, but that's okay because there's plenty of chase time left. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to go through some of her runs lately for tomorrow. We're going to start tomorrow. Kind of want your opinion on tomorrow's outlook, Marcus. In particular, we know that's going to be a busy next 72 hours for parts of the Great Plains, even pushing into the Midwest. What's your thought process on tomorrow's outlook in particular?
Tomorrow looks messy, especially up north. There's a couple target areas tomorrow. You can either target the warm front out ahead of the main, kind of right along the warm front in the open warm sector. You have a pretty good chance of a supercell or two going up there near Holdridge, Nebraska. You can see that supercell just way out ahead of everything else.
Yeah, referring to this one right here.
The other potential target area is going to be targeting the dry line right along the Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska border areas. But that area, especially down south where you have a better chance of isolated convection, it looks pretty capped, and that may impact the chances of tornadoes in that area. So right now, for me, I'm favoring the warm front storm up near Holdridge, Nebraska.
Yeah, referring to this storm right here. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's by itself. That's something to always be concerned about, especially when the storms are isolated like they are. Obviously, tomorrow is not the only threat that we're looking at. We'll stay with today or tomorrow for now. Let's actually pull up the date. I believe this one's the day 2.
One sec. The front desk is calling me.
Absolutely. Go ahead, buddy. We're going to kind of jump into the day. This is the day 2 outlook, Wednesday, May 26th. for tomorrow, as we're kind of talking with Marcus right now while he's on the phone, severe weather outbreaks possible over the next 72 hours. Okay, this anywhere from the Great Plains, the High Plains, all the way to the Midwest. I will pull Marcus. So, Marcus, we're looking at tomorrow's Storm Prediction Center outlook. I know that they kind of were highlighting this area for now for, look, I think it was wind, wasn't it, in the enhanced risk area? Yeah, so what's your take on that? I mean, obviously that cell was kind of popping up in this enhanced risk box. Do you think they kind of extend that 5% out to include southern Nebraska?
I think they probably will extend it out west to include that warm front area. And then I also believe they have that wind risk there. I think they're favoring the NAM 3K solution of a more forced linear system coming with the cold front later on in the day. And I think that's why they have that enhanced for wind right there.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump over to let's close that screen. Let's jump over to day 3. I know everybody's kind of talking about Thursday a little bit more. Let's go ahead and open that up. This is for Thursday, May 27th, a couple days from now. Kind of a more wide enhanced risk. We do know that let me pull up my marker here, my trusty page marker. We do know that there is a hatched risk. I can't remember exactly where, but somewhere right back in here for the more severe storms that the Storm Prediction Center is targeting. How do you feel about Thursday over Wednesday? Do you feel it's a little bit better or about the same?
I'm going to say actually about the same because there's a high potential of it being another forced linear system with that sagging cold front initiating storms all along it.
Okay.
I feel like the higher tornado risk is going to be actually backside or at the back end of that enhanced risk back in southwest Oklahoma.
Kind of tucked in here.
The East Texas Panhandle, where you can get that tail end Charlie or a couple of isolated cells out there. I honestly haven't looked at it that much, but both days look solid. Both days look super chaseable. Like I said, my target area for tomorrow is going to be up in Nebraska. My target area for the next day is going to be probably in southwest Oklahoma.
Perfect. Well, man, that's all I need you for. I really appreciate you coming in and kind of talking about the next couple of days. Obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on any streams that you're providing, any pictures you're posting. We really appreciate you coming in and talking with us.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Have a good one, buddy.
You too, man.
All right, so to kind of wrap up the rest of the broadcast here, obviously we want to touch and make sure that you guys are aware of the upcoming severe weather. It's hard to tell exactly what to expect, especially still being a few days out. But obviously, kind of like Marcus was hinting at, maybe the eastern Texas Panhandle, more or less across this region of the enhanced zone is going to be your more significant, your more significant tornado threat. Don't rule out brief tornadoes, of course, from all the way up here. I would even include parts of Illinois all the way up through here. Don't want to rule out any potential tornadoes in this area as well. But we're looking at more of the significant several tornado threat back in this area. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll do a live stream later today in case severe weather decides to kick off. Let me go ahead and check chat before I log off to make sure we're not missing anything here. I'll work on that one, Dakota. I'll see what the problem is. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll tune in case there's any other warnings that go up later today from today's severe thunderstorm threat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, thank you to Tyler Kurtz at Cali Storm Chasers and Marcus Reynolds.